If you're talking about pure knockout power, explosive speed, and a fighter who brings danger with every single punch, you're talking about Gervonta Davis. Today, we dive into the life, the rise, and the legacy of one of boxing's most electrifying champions. Gervonta Davis was born on November 7, 1994, in the tough streets of Baltimore, Maryland, the place where just surviving was already a fight. Growing up surrounded by crime and instability, Tank found his purpose in his structure inside the Upton Boxing Center. He was guided by Coach Calvin Ford, the man who saw the fire in a young kid and would help shape him into a future world champion. At a very early age, Tank learned that boxing wasn't just a sport. It was his way out. It was his ticket to a different life. Even as a teenager, Tank was a monster in the making. He smashed through the amateur circuit, racking up over 200 fights, winning national titles, and building a reputation for absolutely devastating power. His style was clear from the start: relentless pressure, explosive movements, and pinpoint precision. It's a combination that makes him one of the most feared punchers in all of modern boxing. He doesn't just look for openings, he creates them with force. Then, in 2015, everything changed. Tank caught the eye of the one and only Floyd Mayweather Jr. and was signed to Mayweather Promotions. Floyd himself went on record saying, "This kid is the future of boxing." With that kind of endorsement and the brightest spotlight in the sport shining on him, Tank's rise went from fast to supersonic. He was no longer just a talented prospect from Baltimore. He was now on the world stage, and he was ready to prove he belonged there. And prove it he did. In January 2017, at just 22 years old, Tank absolutely destroyed the undefeated champion Jose Pedraza to win the IBF Super Featherweight title. He became one of the youngest world champions in the sport, and it was a sign of things to come. After that, it was knockout after knockout after knockout. Whether he fought at 130, 135, or even 140 pounds, one thing was always consistent. Tank's incredible power followed him. When Tank hits you, you don't just fall. You stay down. His highlight reel is a collection of moments where opponents are simply overwhelmed by his strength. From there, the superstar era began. Today, Gervonta Davis isn't just a champion. He's a global pay-per-view attraction. He fills entire arenas and consistently delivers highlight reel finishes that have fans on their feet. His list of notable wins reads like a who's who of his divisions. There was the uppercut from another dimension that finished Leo Santa Cruz. Then he moved up to 140 and proved his power. Was real by stopping Mario Barria. He silenced Rolando Romero with a perfectly timed counter left hand that was lights out. And, of course, the mega fight against Ryan Garcia, where he crushed the biggest pay-per-view star of his generation with a brutal body shot in round 7. His record is nearly perfect, with almost every single win coming by way of knockout. Every fight feels like a blockbuster movie, building tension until that inevitable, explosive climax. So, why do fans love Tank so much? Because with Tank, you know that the fight can end in one single second. He has that rare, magnetic mix of star power, pure intimidation, a quiet charisma, and, most importantly, deadly accuracy. He's not just a fighter, he's a show. He's an event. So, what's next for Tank? The boxing world is waiting. We're all holding our breath for the big super fights against names like Shocker Stevenson, Devin Haney, and others who want to test themselves against the best. But no matter who he faces next, one thing is absolutely guaranteed. When Tank Davis enters that ring, electricity follows. This is the rise. This is the power. This is Gervonta Tank Davis. Thanks for watching. If you love knockout artists, untold stories, and deep dive boxing content, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss another episode from us. See you in the next one.